Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dec, and if you like talking about movies, then you'll probably find yourself right at home here. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other movie related content like this. In today's video though, we're going to be going over the recent breaking news of the Suicide Squad cast for 2021 being officially released online by the director, of course, being James Gunn. So I'll put the cast on screen now, and what you can notice immediately just at first glance is there are a lot of unknowns in this cast. There are a lot of cast members in here who a lot of people won't necessarily be familiar with, or people will know. Maybe they'll be familiar with their work, but not necessarily them as actors or actresses themselves. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm not going to go through every single one of them because, like I said, half of these cast members I don't even recognize myself, and it's going to be hard to talk about them when I don't know anything about them. But obviously, if you want to know more about each of them, you can look them up yourselves. But this is everyone. That's the whole cast for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the returning cast members. These are the characters who are going to be coming back from the first Suicide Squad movie, Suicide Squad movie from 2016. Obviously, it was kind of inferred that this movie was going to be a reboot, but I don't think that's really the case. We have Jai Courtney, who's going to be returning as Captain Boomerang. We also have Joel Kinnaman, who's going to be returning as the leader Rick Flag. We also have Viola Davis, who will be returning, of course, as Amanda Waller. And the biggest surprise for me, Margot Robbie is going to be returning as Harley Quinn. I have to say, I didn't expect Margot Robbie to return for this movie. I didn't think she was going to come back. I thought that, she really wanted her own franchise, and, she really wanted her own Harley Quinn franchise. She's getting that with Birds of Prey. I didn't expect her to come back for this movie, but I'm really happy that she is, because I think it shows a good sport in Margot Robbie for wanting to come back to do this movie, because without Suicide Squad, she wouldn't have Birds of Prey, so I think it's really cool for her to come back to do this movie. No Will Smith, though. Will Smith's not returning, which is a shame. I fairly enjoyed him in the movie. I didn't think he was a particularly good portrayal of Deadshot, but I enjoyed Will Smith just because it's Will Smith. But still, as far as the returning cast members go, I think that, they've got good ones. They've got the good ones. Like, you kind of needed Viola Davis to return, and Joel Kinnaman makes sense as well. And then it's really cool that you get a couple of returning members from the actual squad themselves, like Captain Boomerang, who was pretty popular, and also Margot Robbie, who of course was extremely popular. So it's good that you get those returning ones. Now, there are a couple of new cast members joining this who have already been confirmed in their roles. One of them is David the Smolchin, who you'll recognize from movies like Ant-Man, The Dark Knight, or the Flash TV series. He is actually going to be playing the character of Polka Dot Man, who is a very, very strange and esoteric Batman villain, one who I think is going to be very interesting to see on screen. But David the Smolchin, I think, is perfectly cast in this role. It just works in my head. It feels like he's perfectly cast for this. And also, I think that seeing him playing Polka Dot Man, it's very, very indicative of the kind of characters we're going to be seeing in this movie. Like, don't expect any big DC characters, minus a couple. Don't expect any major DC characters showing up in this movie. They're going to be extremely deep-cut, C-list, D-list DC characters. And I feel like Polka Dot Man kind of demonstrates the kind of characters we're going to be seeing in this Suicide Squad movie. So that is David the Smolchin, Polka Dot Man. And Daniela Melchior, I think that's how you pronounce her name, she's going to be playing the character of Ratcatcher, who is a character I don't really know a lot about myself, but Ratcatcher is gender flipped. This is a gender flipped character, and I remember James Gunn saying quite a while ago now, he released a few characters who are going to be in this movie. Polka Dot Man was one of them, Ratcatcher was another. So this is the casting for Ratcatcher. We knew about her being cast in as Ratcatcher a while ago, so both her and David the Smolchin were the new cast members on this list who we knew who we know are going to be playing those certain characters. So now I'm going to go through all the other cast members who were announced for this movie, but only the ones who I know. I'm not going to talk about the ones who I don't know because it's just kind of pointless, really. But let's start off with John Cena. John Cena's in this movie. I have to say, I did not expect that. I was expecting, if we were going to get a wrestler in this movie, I was expecting Batista because of his close relationship with James Gunn. But John Cena. So who could John Cena be playing? Well, there's two options that come to mind. Firstly, I'm thinking Bane. I know I said no big DC villains or DC characters, but I feel like you could have a couple, and Bane makes a lot of sense for John Cena. I mean, Bane is, if they're going to go comic book Bane, I think John Cena works really well for that. Just in regards to kind of being this big, bulky kind of guy, I feel like they could really go a lot more comic booky, a bit more silly with this version of Bane, because as much as I love Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, and I love that portrayal of Bane, I feel like if we are going to see Bane again on screen in live action on film, I would like to see them delve a bit more into his comic booky elements. So bringing John Cena in for that role, I think makes a lot of sense. However, there is another role that I feel like he could be playing, and that is the character of the Peacemaker. Now, the Peacemaker is a character who James Gunn also confirmed is in this movie and is a member of the squad. And when I look at the character of the Peacemaker, basically the Peacemaker is a character who basically is anti-violence, but in order to overcome all the violence in the world, he uses violence. So he's kind of a complete idiot, essentially. And yeah, I mean, John Cena is very good at playing idiots. So I can see John Cena... Like, when I first saw John Cena on this cast list, Bane was the first character that popped to mind, and then I remembered the character of Peacemaker being announced for this movie, and John Cena just fits it perfectly. So honestly, my casting prediction for John Cena is he's going to be playing Peacemaker, but who do you think he could be playing? Let me know. Would you rather him play Bane, Peacemaker, or somebody else? Let me know your thoughts. Now, Nathan Fillion has also been cast in this movie. This was rumored a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was confirmed, I don't remember, but Nathan Fillion has now been officially confirmed. Nathan Fillion is a great actor. We all love Nathan Fillion. Who could he be playing, though? I honestly don't know. I mean, a character that pops into my head that I think would be great for Nathan Fillion, although I don't think this character will be in the movie at all, because it's a complete... This character just won't work for the Suicide Squad, and also he's not a villain, he's a hero, is Booster Gold. I think he would be a brilliant Booster Gold, but obviously he has to be playing a villain or anti-hero of some sort, so honestly, I'm not too sure with Nathan Fillion. I don't know who I would cast him as quite yet. If you have any casting predictions, of course, let me know, but Nathan Fillion, great talent, great to have him on the cast here. Now, James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, who of course you'll know for playing Kraglin in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and of course doing the motion capture for Rocket Raccoon, he's also in the cast. For Sean Gunn, I'm picturing a big CGI character. Obviously, I mean, that's quite a big statement, but I'm picturing a CGI character because, like I said, he's very familiar with motion capture. He does it all the time. He's the mocap actor for Rocket in the MCU. I could just see him playing a motion capture CGI character. I just don't quite know who that would be quite yet. There are a couple of big-ish CGI-esque DC villains who are going to be using this movie, I imagine. One of them I'll get to later. But I could definitely see Sean Gunn taking up that kind of role. I mean, he might not. He might be completely, with his face and everything like he is when he plays Kraglin in Guardians. But I could just see him doing the CGI stuff, because it's kind of where he's at home. So I could definitely see that happening. So I'd expect him to at least be playing, even if it's not a big character, like a CGI character, he'll be in a mocap suit. Pete Davidson, so he was also rumored. This is, of course, a comedian. I think, obviously, a comedic character has to be brought in here. What I've noticed about a lot of the actors on this list, because I've IMDb'd all of them, they all are very comedic actors, quite a lot of them. They all come from comedic backgrounds, especially like TV comedy. Obviously, Pete Davidson, kind of a similar background. So, again, definitely a comedic character of him. But I don't really know much about this guy myself. I just know kind of who he is, but I've never actually really seen much of his work. So, I don't really have much to say on this one. Taika Waititi. Wow, okay, I did not see this coming. Taika is in the cast. I'm hyped for this. I mean, Taika is brilliant in everything he does, and he's a brilliant director. He's a great actor. He's really funny. Wow, I am so happy that Taika's in this. This is a brilliant, brilliant casting. Wow, again, I don't really know who Taika could be playing. I'm really bad at casting predictions. Like, if you haven't noticed already, I'm really, really bad at castings. But wow, Taika in this movie, like, what a move. Yeah, I mean, I think that Taika is going to work so well in this, especially from his comedic aspect. It could just work really well. So yeah, I'm definitely I'm feeling Taika in this movie. Peter Capaldi, of course, the 12th Doctor. He was also rumored a couple of weeks ago. I actually do have a casting for this. I don't know if they do this because I think he's a fairly big Batman villain, and I don't know if they'd want to waste him in the Suicide Squad, or maybe they would. Maybe they have no plans to use him in any future Batman movies because he was so badly burned the first time. But I really see him as Mr. Freeze. I think he's a brilliant looking Mr. Freeze. Like, I could totally see him in the suit and everything, and just the personality. He could come across as really intelligent, but also quite dangerous. Yeah, I'm seeing Mr. Freeze for Peter Capaldi. Again, I don't know if they'd use this character in the Suicide Squad. I think there's definitely potential, and I think he'd actually fit the team kind of well, especially because he would be able... Mr. Freeze is always kind of a character who wants to make bargains, so I could definitely see him making a bargain with Amanda Waller, saying, if I help you, you have to help me with my wife Nora. I could definitely see that being the case, and I think Peter Capaldi could play that really well. So yeah, Peter Capaldi, really good casting choice, and again, I think he could be playing Mr. Freeze. I think that's a really good casting for him. Michael Rooker. Now, of course, we can't have a James Gunn movie without Michael Rooker. So who can Michael Rooker be playing? Well, for me, I really, really see him as King Shark. Now, I think King Shark has got to be in this movie. King Shark is a really famous Suicide Squad member. He's a very famous Flash villain. If you've watched the Flash TV series, you'll know him from that. He was also in Injustice as well. I totally see Michael Rooker as King Shark. Personality-wise, he just works for King Shark, in my opinion. I think his voice coming out of King Shark would work really well. Of course, that would mean that Michael Rooker wouldn't really have face time. He'd be CGI. But I think that could really, really work. They could even do, what they could do as well, if they want to give Michael Rooker face time, because he is quite a big star now. I think what they could do is they could take the route that the Flash TV series took, where he can kind of transform into his Shark mode. That could kind of work. But I'd really love to see King Shark in this movie, because King Shark is a really, really good Suicide Squad member, and he was really lacking from the first movie. We kind of had Killer Croc instead of King Shark, but I would really love to see King Shark, especially if they could really give him the comic book look of the Hammerhead Shark. That would be awesome, and Michael Rooker could pull that off like a champion. So I'm definitely loving Michael Rooker. Of course, this is a James Gunn movie. It's going to have Michael Rooker in it, and if he is cast as King Shark, brilliant. Storm Reid. Now, Storm Reid is quite a young actress. She's probably most well known for Disney's A Wrinkle in Time last year, which granted was not a good movie, but I actually quite liked her in it, to be honest. So obviously she's very young, so it's kind of strange that they have such a young cast member on the squad. I mean, maybe she's not on the squad. Like, that's one thing you can say about all these cast members, is that they might not all be on the squad. You know, they might all be just other random characters in the movie. So, but the idea of Storm Reid being on the squad is definitely interesting, especially because, you know, she is under 18, I believe. So to put a bomb in her neck, I'm not sure if that will go down too well. But what I think could be happening is, I think she could be playing the daughter of another actor who I'll get to next. But definitely an interesting one. But I'll come back to Storm Reid in a sec. Now, the final one, this has been rumoured for a long time. I think it was basically confirmed. Idris Elba. I love Idris. I love everything he does. Very happy he's in this role. So who could Idris be playing? There's a few choices. So I said I'd come back to Storm Reid. I think Storm Reid could be playing Idris Elba's daughter in this. Now, who could that pairing be? Well, if James Gunn wants to go really deep cut, they could do Idris Elba as Sportsmaster and then have Storm Reid play Artemis. Now, Artemis is actually more well known than Sportsmaster. Artemis was a member. She's a member of Team Arrow. She is very familiar. Like, she's a team member for Green Arrow. She's kind of like the female Green Arrow. So I think that could really work really well if we have like Storm Reid playing a young Artemis, you know, who's training to be kind of a hero. And then you have Sportsmaster played by Idris Elba. That could work really well. Also, another cat, so that's kind of my choice for Storm Reid. She could be playing Artemis if she is the daughter of Idris Elba as Sportsmaster. I think that's a good idea. Now, other choices for Idris Elba. Sticking with the father-daughter idea, given the fact that Idris Elba is next to Margot Robbie on the cast list, does make me speculate that perhaps he could be a recast for Will Smith. Obviously, we know Will Smith is not in this movie. He's not reprising the role of Deadshot. Could Will Smith be playing, or could Idris Elba be playing Deadshot? And then Storm Reid plays Deadshot's daughter, because of course Deadshot did have a daughter in the first movie. She was quite a big thing for him in that movie. So could Deadshot be recast as Idris Elba and Storm Reid play the daughter? I think it's a possibility. I think we could see that happening. I don't want that to happen. I don't think Idris Elba fits Deadshot at all. But then again, neither did Will Smith, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's definitely a casting choice for sure. However, my casting choice for Idris Elba is Bronze Tiger. Now, Bronze Tiger is, again, a very famous member of the Suicide Squad, one of the most infamous, and he's perfect casting for Bronze Tiger. He looks like Bronze Tiger, he has the physicality for Bronze Tiger, he has the personality for Bronze Tiger, because Bronze Tiger is a character who is actually wrongly accused, and is actually not really that bad of a guy, and I think Idris Elba could pull that off really well. He just pulls off, you can see like this really nice guy in Idris Elba, and I think he could pull that off super well with Bronze Tiger as almost this regretful villain. I think that would work really well. Also, Bronze Tiger is kind of popular at the moment. We have seen him on Arrow recently, played by Michael Jai White, which was awesome. So I think we could see Idris Elba play Bronze Tiger. Like if it was an ideal world and I could choose the casting, I would definitely have Idris Elba as Bronze Tiger. It just works perfectly in my head. He's a brilliant casting. So like I said, I think there's a few choices for Idris Elba. There's a few ways they could go. Hopefully it's Bronze Tiger, but it could be none of the options I said, and he could be a completely different character and surprise us all. But what do you guys think about these castings? Make sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who are you most looking forward to? Give me your casting predictions in the comments down below. Which actor do you think will be playing which character? It will be a very interesting discussion to have in the comments down below. And as always, guys, if you want to see more movie reviews and movie-related videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again next time.